We are live! It's Saturday morning, it is 10 AM. I have never streamed so early on a weekend before, so it's a bit of a change. But we will see how it goes, we will see what this time is like for streaming at a weekend. Just checking everything is okay with Twitch. It's looking good so far, so that is nice. Today we're playing Dragon Age Inquisition, my normal weekend stream, and I'm excited to continue because it is my very favourite game. Last week we pretty much spent the time collecting people. We just collected so many companions, player companions. We got Sarah and Vivienne, Blackwall and Iron Bull right at the end. So yes, I think that was the four that we met and found and recruited to the Inquisition in the last stream. And now today we have just got to the Storm Coast, as I say, and met Iron Bull, who is now in the party. So we're going to explore the Storm Coast for a bit now, and then I thought maybe later we will pop back to Haven and see if anybody has anything they want to say to us, any of our characters. And then I thought maybe we will start looking into the mages and taking Fiona up on her offer to go and see the mages in Redcliffe. So I figure that might be how we end the stream with, but we'll see, because you know how Dragon Age goes. Might end up somewhere entirely different. We'll see where the wind takes us. Hi Phil, good to see you. Have you had a good, a good start to the weekend? I guess it is the very start of the weekend. Have you had a good week? I guess would be an easier question to answer. Let's start Dragon Age. Let's get out of this screen and actually play Dragon Age. Rejoin Alora, our Inquisitor. Remember to check your party's equipment and abilities before setting out into dangerous territory. We will see. We need to get some power. I don't know how much power we have at the moment. I'll have a look if I can. Good, I'm glad you had a good week. I always miss your intro due to the adverts. Oh, are there adverts? I pretty much just am quiet for a few moments, checking that the stream's working, and then I just say hello. So you don't miss anything if you have adverts. But that's good to know. I will try and start slowly. Well, I already start slowly. I'm not the quickest. Not the speediest starter of streams, so I guess I will just slow down even more to make sure that I have people to join me on my adventures. Oh, I advertise PlayStation. Good to know. I like PlayStation, so I am okay with that. I have 8 power. Good. Right, now we want to advance to the rendezvous point. Let's go. Let's pick up that. Pick up some iron. I'm glad you start slowly because I watch slowly. Good. I will continue to be slow. I like the Storm Coast. Generally. I like how it looks. Let's go up here, I guess, because we can't. Let's see. I'm gonna get very lost. Walk up a big hill and find the rendezvous point. Oh, we have discovered the Great Cove. Slightly concerned I'm getting a cold, so wonder how much reading there will be today. We will see. Ooh, look. Where's this rendezvous point? Rain is our default weather in Cornwall. Yeah, not too...
Those must be the bandits Harding mentioned.
Those must be the bandits Harding mentioned. It's not too dissimilar in London. Oh, I can stealth it up. I remembered to stealth before I started instead of just walking in as always. I'm being attacked from range, so I will... He's running away from me. Don't do that. There we go.
Goodbye!
Bowstring. Woohoo. Now we've got one more to go. By the time I get there, appropriately, there's nobody there. Let's look in here.
These must be the missing soldiers. Someone should pay for this.
Right, let's get this map.
It looks like the bandits are camped further along the beach.
Okay, let's do that. Find the bandits and deal with them. Ooh, read. Bandit notes. These notes were found near murdered Inquisition soldiers. The paper is not crumpled or torn, as though it were left behind instead of dropped. It's not our place to disagree. They're attempting to set themselves up along the shore, and we have orders. We are the sword, not the hand that wields it. You taught me that. If they're worthy, let them come with the Mercy's crest. The blades of Hessarian will listen. You will only get yourself cast out, or worse. Oh, you will only get yourself cast out, or worse.
Our men were murdered by a group called the Blades of Hessarian.
If you're interested, it looks like we can challenge their leader.
Naming themselves after the sword that killed Andraste. Ambitious.
Right. Blades and their challenges. Biggest sword wins.
Cool. Is everything okay with the audio? Can we hear people? Can we hear the characters speak okay? It's quiet for me, but it's always quiet for me because I only wear one ear of the headphones at a time. Which is how we had trouble with Tomb Raider the other day, because I couldn't hear. Oh, that's the top of a hill. Maybe I don't want to just jump down there. Oh, no, we're doing it anyway. Oops-a-daisy. Hopefully you won't have too much reading to save your voice today. Well, we'll see. It's holding up so far. And good. I'm glad the audio is fine for you. Perfect. I'm taking the shortcut, which is no doubt a little treacherous, but we're doing okay. Let's rogue it up. Are they all gone? What is that over there? I don't need that. We're good. We're good. Shall we open the door? Good. Thank you for looking after the horse. Oh, it's a bit late to rogue it up now. Jump. Jump. I am low health. Maybe I should have a potion. You are right. The helpful hints of the game are helping me. I'm attacked by a dog now, or a wolf. Everything's on fire. One more. Yay. Let's do that. What else can we collect? Is there anything here that we can get? Yes, Iron Ball is very handy in a fight. Right, this is Varric's book, and these are long, so I'm not going to be able to read these ones. So I will just scroll down, and then if anybody wants to read, that will be an option for them in the future. But yeah, this is too much reading for me. I like Iron Ball, he's one of my favourite characters. There we go. Anything else we can pick up since we're here? Oh, there's some loot. We can loot that. Did you spend time reading everything in your other playthroughs? Yes, and going through all the character dialogue as well. I always do that, so that's something to be prepared for. And I will spend the time reading most of the time, unless it's something really extensive, like a whole chapter of a book. But yes, I do tend to, because I think it's part of the fun of the game. Also with character dialogue and stuff, some characters like it if you you can get easy approval by asking questions and stuff, so it's generally quite good to have a character who's inquisitive and stuff. Right, what shall we do? Too many times I've finished games and thought, what have I just done and why? Yes, it's true, it's nice to get a bit of the backstory that you can get from reading all of the stuff. Just going to save quickly and then let's look at the map and see if there's anything we can do at the Storm Coast since we're here. We've got some rifts. We've got artifacts to find, but we haven't got anything too exciting. So maybe we'll go straight to Haven, and then we can always come back to the Storm Coast later. Might be good to go meet the mages sooner than I thought. Then we can always come back. I think that might be an option. Let's pop to Haven quickly, because we haven't said hi to Iron Ball yet in Haven, because we've only just got him. Let's go! It's also quite fun with Dragon Age because if you've played the first and second games, sometimes you can find out stuff that's happened since the first and second games. You can find out what's happened to, like, in events since your previous plays. You know, the previous games you've played, so that's cool. And if you haven't played the previous games, it can be a good way to find out stuff that has happened in them through reading the stuff in Dragon Age Inquisition. So many people we can talk to. Should we just talk to everyone? Let's talk to everyone quickly. We don't have to talk to them for too long.
Did you need something?
Anything I should know?
Is there anything I should know?
The Lord Seeker's actions are a mystery, but the Templars will aid us. They cannot sit idle while the breach remains.
Is there anything we should... let's find out a bit about Cullen.
I should get to know you better. We are working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
Oh, crumbs. How to act for Eldon, my esteemed Lady Sidonia. I'd like to take full responsibility for Lady Marchalette's odd behaviour of late. You see, we recently began the study of history. I thought that it would do the young mistress some good to be exposed to Orthodosian cultures and not just Orlais. It was a foolish thought. Regrettably, your dear daughter has taken a particular interest in Ferelden folklore. She first developed an affinity for King Calenhad, which seems to have devolved into borderline infatuation. She stared at me eyes wide when I told her how he unified the barbarians with his allegedly incomparable might and charisma. Every time I tried to move the lesson on to something more important, she insisted I tell her again about Calenad, how the Ferelden say his hair was twice as yellow as the sun, and his chin more chiselled than the tallest peak in the Frostbacks. Twice now I've had to tear down drawings she's tacked up in her bedroom of the man shirtless. Then we moved on to the werewolves, which was even worse. As you may already know, the Fereldans venerate the folk heroes Dane and Hafter. Dane was said to have been a werewolf, and Hafter to have descended from one. No enlightened man or woman could ever view such beast people with anything but revulsion, but you know Fereldans and their love of wildlife. Unfortunately, these tales of the wolfmen set the little mistress's imagination afire. When she suggested we put on a play for you and her lord father, I could not say no. I'm afraid that's why Marchalette was running through the mansion wearing wet furs and frightening the chambermaids. She was rehearsing a scene in which Hafter drives back the Darkspawn. I've been informed that some priceless family heirlooms were destroyed amidst all the confusion, and I cannot fully express my dismay. I understand if my abject failure as a tutor results in my immediate dismissal, a letter from Brother Bernard to his former employer.
I grew up in Ferelden near Holland. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
I wonder why that turned up right then, because it doesn't seem very relevant. Varric's from Kirkwall.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
I think I did play the first one, but it was a long time ago, and I didn't read everything properly. That's okay, you don't need to read everything properly if you don't want to. Just depends. But I enjoyed the first game. I think the second... I think I preferred the second game slightly to Origins, but I don't know. I don't know. I think I prefer it second.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
Let's talk to him more later.
I'll let you return to your work.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Right, let's move around these people and go talk to Cassandra.
Surely you have better things to do.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
You're a very suspicious person. You know that.
When it's warranted.
I can see why you have so many friends.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pendergast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
You worked for the Divine?
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
What is a right hand?
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You believed in her.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinia knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
That's all for now.
I'll let you get back to work.
I think I'm going to have to do some work on gaining Cassandra's approval. I'll see what I can do about the character voices. Let's see. Let's save first, just in case. Now, what can I do? Can I do it here? Options. Audio. Master volume. Dialogue. Let's raise that up. Should I bring down the sound effects, or should I... Well, you say that the background fighting noise is fine, so I'll keep the sound effects at 90 for now, and we'll see if me making the dialogue volume higher helps. And then if it's still a little low, then we can always bring this sound effects volume later down. Cool. Let's see if this is better. We're going to go talk to Iron Bull now, so it'll be a good test. Might be used to Tomb Raider character voices. Those were good on Wednesday. Yeah, but to be fair, I do think the Dragon Age character voices are a bit low. I think you're right. So let's see. Although Iron Bull's away from the fighting, so he might be louder anyway. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
Yes.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
We've got Cassandra.
Cassandra's been the driving force of this Inquisition. She's the leader in all but name.
Cassandra's a seeker. From what I gather, that's a bit like a Ben Hasrath. She's a good hunter and a great fighter, but she doesn't see the big picture. Too busy searching for answers. My people don't pick leaders from the strongest, or the smartest, or even the most talented. We pick the ones willing to make the hard decisions, and live with the consequences. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
Still sounds a little quiet to me, but let me know if you think we're slightly better off. Can understand them fine. I think it's a bit loud. Okay, we'll stick with this for now, but then if it's in 10 minutes or so it's still like glaringly a bit quiet, we can play around some more. I can always change like the master volume, or change the volume in OBS itself, although I'd use that as a last resort, because then I'll have then my other games will be too loud and I'll keep having to remember to change the volume in OBS. So we'll see how this goes for now, but I can always up the master volume and stuff later.
Can I help you with anything?
Let's discuss Iron Bull.
I'd like to know more about the Iron Bull.
The chief. First time I met him, he saved my life. I never thought I'd work for a Canary, but he grows on you. He's not like any commander I've ever worked for. That's for damn sure.
How's Iron Bull as a commander?
If you know what you're doing and hold up your end, he's easy. He doesn't accept any less. If he keeps us alive, he leads from the front, and if you've an idea that'll win the fight, he listens. I've seen bands whose captains had to prove they were swinging the biggest sword. Bull isn't like that. The charges might give him more lip than you'd expect, but every one of us would lay down our lives for the big ass.
How did you end up with him?
How did a Tevinter soldier wind up in a Kunari spy's mercenary company?
I wasn't a soldier at the time. I was in some trouble, trying to flee Tevinter. A Tribune and his men caught me in a border town tavern. They meant to make an example of me. Bull killed them. Gave up his eye doing it. Patched me up and asked if I was looking for work. I've been putting up with his jokes ever since.
So that's how he lost his eye.
That's how he lost the eye?
Yes. The guards had me on the tavern floor when Bull came inside and yelled for them to stop. One of them saw trouble coming and figured he'd finish me off. The guard had a flare. Bull put himself between me and the blow. Big horned idiot. Didn't even know me.
Goodbye.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, some characters do seem louder than
Now
others.
that we've got better mounts, if you like, I can show
We
you
will
a few
see.
tricks
Let's
around.
just go to Blackwell.
At your service.
Investigate. Shall we find out a bit about wardens?
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
The Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
Why were you travelling alone?
You haven't had contact with other Wardens for a while. Why were you on your own?
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
Looks like we're going to speak later.
Let's continue this at another time.
Let's.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
Yep, good old Iron Bull. We have a quest to do, I think, here. Maybe let's have a look at the map quickly. We definitely have a quest. Maybe I should do that before we go in. Find Tegan's notes. Yeah, let's do that and then we'll go inside and speak to everybody else, because we don't want to just have a massive block of talking to people and doing nothing. Let's go have a look. Let's explore. Excuse me. Ooh, people. Feel like I'm going the wrong way. I think I am going the wrong way. Let's go round. Ooh, is that a chest? Can I loot that chest? Longbow. That's better. My wonderful sense of direction just sent us into the lake. Always good to stretch your legs doing a quest, yeah. Especially when we haven't really done much so far in the stream, although it's only 10:30, I guess. Whoa, so many things we can get. But I think the notes are far more likely to be here.
There must be something here.
There must. You are right, Laura. You are right. Let's go in. Boom. Now we get to return the notes, which we can do when we're talking to everybody else. Yay! Ooh, let's get that elf root since we're right in front of it. Now let's find our way back. I like how I have footprints in the snow. Sorry, I'm just watching what that conversation was happening. One good thing about having subtitles on. Who's next? Varric, I guess.
Need something?
What shall we... Let's do personal question. Yes, the environment is so good in
Can I
this
ask
game.
you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
That's what we like about you.
Are you from Ferelden? Ole?
Free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
What do you do?
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant?
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
What books do you write?
You're an author. What kind of books have you written?
I've tried my hands at a few genres. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown, guards breaking the rules to get things done. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romances. Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me personally.
How do you know Cassandra?
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
That is Dragon Age 2.
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca? She's one of a kind. Funny story. I bought a salvaged ship and found her locked in a dragonbone reinforced chest in the hold. I broke 3 dozen lockpicks and blunted 9 saws opening that trunk, but it was worth it.
Why Bianca?
Who is she named for?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
And the reason for that is?
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
Okie dokie.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
His books do sound like a good read. And we can read Hard in Hightown, because that's the one that I'm not reading, because it's too long. Who have we got? We have Liliana over here. Oh, we can inspect requisitions.
When will you be able to...
Nope,
When they're ready. Piss off.
that's not very nice. Is Liliana here?
There were so many questions surrounding Farria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Farria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
Remain silent. I'm not going to interfere in that. It's Liliana's
It will be done.
affair.
I'm sorry you had to see that. Trust me. Everything I do is to protect our interests. Now, if you're happy, I have more work to do.
Right. Who else do we have? We have Sarah. Oh, I had a little freeze there. But it was the game, it wasn't the stream, so... Sarah.
Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
Tell me about your background.
Tell me about yourself.
What about me?
Phew. Let's do that one. I've not done that one before.
I'm just interested in talking to an elf like me.
Don't think so.
Oh.
Why not?
Well, maybe you're alright. But most elves are too... elfy. Like that's soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
You're saying get over it?
I think there's more to it than that. A few thousand years more.
Hey, someone wants to be angry about old debts, be angry. Be a terror that never lets an enemy forget. But if you're digging it up so you can wear it, that's just weird. I mean, you Dalish don't really know. You have stories, but that's all they are. It's all fancy dress, not history.
Where are you from then, I guess?
How about the basics? Where are you from?
Ferelden.
I got that from the accent. Where in Ferelden?
All over? Okay, fine. Denerim for a bit. South, north, wherever I want.
I can make basic jokes.
Oh, you're from wherever. I'm from north wherever.
What?
North wherever. Oh, we had fun on street and or in local tavern.
Oh, hardy ha. Oh, funny you. It's complicated. I don't like complicated. Let's leave it at that. Maybe.
Yep, elves are too elfy apparently. Also, I like that my Inquisitor just walks around with a constant breeze, you know, on her coat. Hi, Bezic. Good to see you.
We'll talk
How are you
later.
this weekend?
If you say so.
Let's talk to Solus. And then we'll give Adan his notes. Oh, he's walking away.
As I explored the Fade, I felt the presence of an intriguing artifact in the hinterlands. If you are willing, I would like to locate it. I have marked its location as best I could determine.
Okay. Since we just been talking about elves to Sarah, I guess we'll do this one.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
I thought you would be more interested in sharing your opinions of elven culture. You are Dalish, are you not?
Proudly? Ooh, one of these two. Let's do this one.
What's your problem with the Dalish? Allergic to Halla?
Maybe we
They are
shouldn't.
children acting out stories misheard and repeated wrongly 1,000 times.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the Fade. I have seen things they have not.
So teach other elves, I guess.
Fine, you think we're terrible. What about the alienages full of elves who aren't Dalish?
Why? What would it benefit some poor man in a Ferelden alienage to learn that his ancestors strode the land like gods? It would only make him bitter, or inspire him to take a foolish risk and get himself killed.
You've decided his reaction for him.
Perhaps I have. If you have questions and believe the answers will help, ask.
Yep. Let's investigate.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Sharal. But Hallam Sharal was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
Yes, thank you for the lecture, Mr. Egghead. What else?
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish aerovels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
Dalish, then.
Are all Dalish elves like my clan?
No. Your clan was unique in having enough interest in human affairs to send you to spy upon the Divine's meeting. As your clans have been separate for so long, they have all changed, adapting to the lands in which they live. Some are no more than bandits. Others trade freely with humans. And some have disappeared entirely into the forests.
I don't like Solus, he is a smart ass. Yeah, he is a bit of a smart ass. City elves.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past, and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
Is elven magic different from the magic used by humans?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown at blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
Ooh, special.
The legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
Right, let's go.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Oh no, missed some of that due to an advert for Amazon Prime. Oh dear. I don't get a cut of the ad money yet. It's funny, I always end up with quite high approval from Solus because he likes it when you ask all the questions, and I always ask all the questions. I always exhaust all of the dialogue options. But, I don't know, he's one of my favourite characters in the game. I wouldn't say he was a character that I like.
You can't let the herbs go for anything less than 8.
Fine. We'll gather our own. Tell Segrid he better hope he doesn't need a salve anytime soon.
Just let them talk, and then give him
You're
his
back.
notes.
And in one piece.
Give him his notes.
You said you thought Master Tajan was working on something special.
Tajan.
If it helps, I found his notes.
I've been mispronouncing it.
The old codger was on the edge of a breakthrough here, but he couldn't see it. You want some of these mixed up? You just give the word.
Anything else? No, let's just go. Yeah, you do have to tread a fine line with him.
Farewell.
But at least there are easy ways to regain his approval when you lose it. Whereas some of the other characters, you can't just, like, regain their approval by just asking questions. Whereas Solus, you can just ask him a bunch of questions and he's normally pretty happy. Day 2, pulse normal, breathing normal, still unresponsive, careful drop feed of prep. Elfroot extract to hasten her recovery, a lot of thrashing, mutters about too many eyes. Something about the grey, encouraging? Ooh, loot. Like, it doesn't seem like I have very high approval from Cassandra at the moment, which I need to do something about. Where else? I think we need to go inside now. I'm just gonna save though, quickly, and then we will talk to Vivienne and the character whose name I have currently forgotten. Oh, Josephine. How have I forgotten Josephine's name? Let's talk to Vivienne and Josephine.
Child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the maker.
Yes?
Investigate. Tell me about yourself. Yeah, there's a fair bit of politics.
More about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Where are you from?
Your accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there. But if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches. I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Monsignor while still an apprentice.
Humans have a smaller brain. Interesting. How did you become a courtier?
I'm curious how a Circle mage winds up a courtier.
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort to arrive there. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
You married a duke?
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine?
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
Let's go. Just want to see what the the diamond is. Okay, perfect. Let's go talk to Josephine. Oh, that's not the way to Josephine, but let's go down here anyway, because I think there's some loot we can get down here. Ooh, things to loot and read. My favourite. Founding of the Chantry. Cordillus Dracon, king of the city-state of Orlais, was a man of uncommon ambition. In the year -15 ancient, the young king began construction of a great temple dedicated to the Maker, and declared that by its completion he would not only have united the warring city-states of the south, he would have brought Andrastian belief to the world. In -3 ancient, the temple was completed. There in its heart, Dracon knelt before the eternal flame of Andraste and was crowned ruler of the empire of Orlais. His first act as emperor to declare the Chantry as the established Andrastian religion of the empire. It took 3 years and several hundred votes before Olesa of Montsimard was elected to lead the new Chantry. Upon her coronation as divine, she took the name Justinia in honour of the disciple who recorded Andraste's songs. In that moment, the ancient era ended and the divine age began. Gosh, I read that poorly. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. Phil, do you have Amazon Prime? Because if you use that to link your Twitch and get Twitch Prime, then I don't think you'll have adverts. But, because I don't have adverts, and I assume that's because I have Twitch Prime. But if you don't have Amazon Prime, then sorry about the adverts. Chantry hierarchy. The divine is the titular head of the Chantry, although since the schism split the imperial Chantry into its own faction, there are now in fact 2 divines at any one time. One divine, informally called the White Divine, is a woman housed in the Grand Cathedral in Val Royeaux. The other, known as the Black Divine, is a man housed in the Argent Spire in Minrathos. Neither divine recognises the existence of the other, and the informal names are considered sacrilegious. No matter the gender, a divine is addressed as Most Holy or Your Perfection. Beneath the rank of divine is the Grand Cleric. Gosh, there's a lot of writing. Is the Grand Cleric. Each Grand Cleric presides over numerous chantries and represents the highest religious authority for their religion. They travel to Val Royeaux when the College of Clerics convenes, but otherwise remain where they are assigned. All Grand Clerics are addressed as Your Grace. Beneath the Grand Cleric is the Mother, or in the Imperial Chantry, the Father. If a mother is in charge of a particular chantry, revered is appended to her title. These are the priests responsible for administering to the spiritual well-being of their flock. A mother or revered mother is addressed as Your Reverence. Brothers and sisters form the rank and file of the Chantry and consist of 3 main groups: affirmed, initiates, and clerics. Affirmed are the lay brethren of the Chantry, those regular folk who have turned to the Chantry for succour. Often they are people who have led a difficult or irreligious life and have chosen to go into seclusion, or even orphans and similar opportunists who were raised into Chantry life. The affirmed take care of the Chantry and are in turn afforded a life of quiet contemplation, no questions asked. Only those folk who take vows become initiates. These are men and women in training, whether in academic knowledge or the martial skills of a warrior. All initiates receive an academic education, although only those who seek to become Templars learn how to fight in addition. Clerics are the true academics of the Chantry, those men and women who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge. They are often found in Chantry archives, sages presiding over libraries of books and arcane knowledge. The most senior of these clerics, placed in charge of such archives, are given the title Elder, although such a rank is still beneath that of Mother. All revered brothers and sisters are addressed simply by noting their title before their name, such as Brother Genitivi. From A Guide for Ambassadors from Ravane. Crumbs. I feel like even if I had the options to say the racist things to humans, I probably wouldn't, just because I tend to like to collect approval. I do appreciate the reading, but I worry you will lose your voice by the end of the stream. No, I'll be good. I'll be good. I like the reading. Which is just as well, because it looks like we've got some more. The Black City. Please excuse me while I read some more. No traveller to the Fade can fail to spot the Black City. It is one of the few constants of that ever-changing place. No matter where one might be, the city is visible, always far off, for it seems that the only rule of geography in the Fade is that all points are equidistant from the Black City. The chant teaches that the Black City was once the seat of the Maker, from whence he ruled the Fade, left empty when men turned away from him. Dreamers do not go there, nor do spirits. Even the most powerful demons seem to avoid the place. It was golden and beautiful once, so the story goes, until a group of powerful Magister Lords from the Tevinter Imperium devised a means of breaking in. When they did so, their presence defiled the city, turning it black, which was perhaps the least of their worries. From beyond the veil, spirits and demons by Enchanter Murdramel. No, it's good to have these. It's good to know these things. Andraste, bride of the Maker. There was once a tiny fishing village on the waking sea that was set upon by the Tevinter Imperium, which enslaved the villagers to be sold in the markets of Minrathos, leaving behind only the old and the infirm. One of the captives was the child Andraste. She was raised in slavery in a foreign land. She escaped, then made the long and treacherous journey back to her homeland alone. She rose from nothing to be the wife of an Alamari lord. Each day she sang to the gods, asking them to help her people who remained slaves in Tevinter. The false gods of the mountains and the winds did not answer her, but the true God did. The Maker spoke. He showed her all of the works of his hands, the Fade, the world, and all of the creatures therein. He showed her how men had forgotten him, lavishing devotion upon mute idols and demons, and how he had left them to their fate. But her voice had reached him, and so captivated him that he offered her a place at his side, that she might rule all of creation. But Andraste would not forsake her people. She begged the Maker to return to save his children from the cruelty of the Imperium. Reluctantly, the Maker agreed to give man another chance. Andraste went back to her husband, Maferath, and told him all that the Maker had revealed to her. Together they rallied the Alamari and marched forth against the mage lords of the Imperium, and the Maker was with them. The Maker's sword was creation itself, fire and flood, famine and earthquake. Everywhere they went, Andraste sang to the people of the Maker, and they heard her. The ranks of Andraste's followers grew until they were a vast tide washing over the Imperium, and when Maferath saw that the people loved Andraste and not him, a worm grew within his heart, gnawing upon it. At last the armies of Andraste and Maferath stood before the very gates of Minrathos, but Andraste was not with them, for Maferath had schemed in secret to help hand Andraste over to the Tevinter. For this the Archon would give Maferath all the lands of the south, to the south of the waking sea. And so, before all the armies of the Alamari and of Tevinter, Andraste was tied to a stake and burned, while her earthly husband turned his armies aside and did nothing, for his heart had been devoured. But as he watched the pyre, the Archon softened. He took pity on Andraste and drew his sword, and granted her the mercy of a quick death. The Maker wept for his beloved, accursed Maferath, cursed mankind for their betrayal, and turned once again from creation, taking only Andraste with him. And Our Lady sits still at his side, where she still urges him to take pity on his children, from the sermons of Justinia II. There we go, lots of religious texts. The Disciples of Andraste. The Disciples of Andraste are unique in all of history. The cult preceded the Chantry and kept itself so hidden and isolated that it actually survived to modern day. The Disciples made their home high in the Frostback Mountains in a village called Haven, which is now a sanctuary for pilgrims of the Chantry. It is understood that the disciples were descendants of the first followers of Andraste, who brought her ashes to Ferelden and built the temple to house it. Because they had pledged to themselves to the keeping of the Temple of Sacred Ashes, the disciples of Andraste never left the Frostbacks. For 900 years they kept strangers away, killing all who came close, and were completely oblivious to the world that advanced beyond the boundaries of their home. Having developed separately from the traditions of the Andrastean Chantry, the disciples were led by revered fathers. However, little else is known about the original beliefs of the disciples, for they had turned from their noble heritage by the time they were discovered. Almost all scholars believe that the centuries-long isolation imposed upon the village led to the necessity for inbreeding. This practice likely led to a greater incidence of madness, which may explain why the cult was, at the time of its discovering in 930, worshipping a high dragon. According to writings discovered in Haven, we're nearly done. The disciples of Andraste showed reverence to the dragon, believing it to be the prophet reborn. The egg clutches and dragonlings of the dragon were afforded great honour for being Andraste's offspring and were cared for by the cult. The dragon never attacked the cult, being cunning enough to recognise how this arrangement benefited it. In 930 Dragon, the disciples were wiped out by the hero of Ferelden, who was on a quest to retrieve the sacred ashes of Andraste. Cool. We're done. We're done. Let's go get some more loot. It's nice to have contact for things. Let's light. Good thing about being a rogue, I can do all of this myself. Yeah, the Dragon Age Origins stuff. The Hero of Ferelden. Let's see what we can get, and then let's go and talk to Josephine. It is nice there's so much backstory. I like the backstory in the game. And some people read all the things and some people don't, and I read all the things. So, apart from the chapters of Varric's book, because that is quite long. Ooh. Misplaced notes. Notes written by one of the scholars responsible for restoring Haven. The notes have obviously come loose from a ledger of some sort. It took weeks scrubbing bloodstains from the stone. One of two things is true. Either stone is more porous than I thought, or Maker's beard, there must have been a lot of blood. How many people died? I'm so relieved I didn't have to deal with the altars of sacrifice the first arrivals found. Those were tossed off a cliff, I think, so now we just have to deal with the stains on the walls and the floors. If this doesn't clean up in a day or two, I'm asking for some fresh plaster. Maybe we can cover them up. Still, it's not all bad. Haven is a beautiful place, and while working in the dungeons, we found scraps of paper with writings that looked like Brother Ferdinand Genetives. He was held here for weeks before the hero of Ferelden found him. I tried to play as the douchebag of Ferelden. I mean, sometimes that's fun to play a character like that. It's true, there are some games that are very streamlined, but there's still plenty with a lot of story stuff to them. Let's go talk to Josephine.
I will take these injury reports to research in the nave.
Mistress Lavelle.
Turn in
Do you have a
research.
moment?
I believe they are making another Dragon Age, but it's taking a while.
Did you need something, Ambassador?
Yes. Well, not precisely, but I should like to know if anyone here has treated you unkindly, Herald, for being an elf.
Ooh. Nothing I can't handle.
I can deal with a few whispers and sideways looks.
I shall speak with the staff regarding such conduct. If we're to convince the world that Andrastis Herald is an elf, the Inquisition must give you its utmost support. Stories of wild Dalish elves have grown even more outrageous as people learn of you.
Give me an example.
How have the rumors gotten worse?
I would prefer not to repeat them.
Give me something.
Stealing children, selling peasants to slavers, burning down villages, using infants for blood magic. Those are the stories about your fellow Dalish. I won't repeat what they've said about you.
The humans telling those tales are the first to take a knife to someone with pointed ears. My clans defended ourselves against them more times than I can count.
Really? I had no idea. I will do what I can to end this slander, Herald. It may help if I know more about how you and your clan lived.
Let's go with...
Getting up before dawn to fish, constantly mending wagons and tents, spending days on the hunt. I still can't believe city dwellers have food delivered straight to their doorsteps.
Really? I never considered it extraordinary. Haven is so far away from home. You must miss the people of your clan.
Let's think about what my character is going to be like. Trying to think if we have said anything before along these lines. This time I made my own name. Well, very much so. Let's go with very much so.
All my friends are there. Before I came to the Conclave, the clan was my whole world. I'd like to see them after everything is done.
I hope you get the chance. Whether you're with them or not, being the clan of the Herald of Andraste will mark them in history.
I worry about that.
Elves and fame tend to go poorly together. I hope my clan doesn't suffer for it.
We can make inquiries as to how they fare if it worries you. Perhaps the Inquisition could lend a hand.
Got some nice exposition. Now, just gonna get and then we need to go talk to the mages. Ferelden.
We'll post soldiers a safe distance from the temple.
Our best
Got
guess
the
at
coin,
safe
our efforts bore
anyway.
fruit. A portion of the profits will be passed to you. Use it wisely, Herald. Good, we've got some gold. What else have we got from those quests that we sent them on in the last stream? My diplomatic efforts were successful. Many clerics are appreciative of our help, those who despaired that others listened to only the loudest and most divisive voices. While the Chantry is a political ally for the moment, I would caution that there are clerics who believe this was a ploy to control the divine election. We have not heard the last from them. And then this one. Nightingale, 100 shadows to chase, heading to Lake Celestine. The nobility says it's lovely this time of year. Right. We can do... utilise the Grey Warden treaties. The Inquisition is in its infancy. Building an organisation such as this is like building an army. You need soldiers, weapons to arm them, food to feed them, and that's just the beginning. I joined knowing I could make a difference. I have Grey Warden treaties, but those allows us to take what's needed when needed. We do not face a blight, but surely a torn sky warrants as much concern. Consider it. I will. Josephine, this could work. The blight is but 10 years past, and Thaddeus remembers how we were saved. I can use the treaties, leverage the goodwill owed to the wardens, and use it for the Inquisition. Let's do that. 22 minutes.
At your service.
22 and a half minutes. Let's go to Ferelden to pick out other... The Terran of Hyva. Let's just read this quietly for a moment to see if we're going to do it before I read it aloud. I think that's fair enough. The Terran of Hyva wishes to convey our deepest sympathies on the death of Divine Justinia V. The Most Holy was incomparable in her wisdom and dedication to peace, and we had high hopes that her conclave would succeed. We will hold a vigil in Hyva in the remembrance of Justinia and cordially invite the Inquisition to attend. Yes, we should do that. Cullen, we have a number of Ferelden officers. We could send an honour guard. Or Leliana could write. I think we'll do Cullen, because it's shorter.
All right.
And then another one. The Secrets of Andraste. The runes discovered in the mountain passage during the recent search are of a type never seen before, neither Tevinter nor Elven, and perhaps dating back to the time of Andraste herself. There are few who might be able to translate the script, and benefit of doing so is unknown. Let's do it. Leliana, we have agents with magical knowledge and the means to acquire text. Let us work on this ourselves. Okay, Leliana, we'll do that.
Let's see what we have.
And now we want to go to Redcliffe. So we go out of here. leave them to their jobs, and we'll go see what we can do at Redcliffe. Just save quickly before we go anywhere. Ooh, Vivienne approves, that's nice. Quest map. World map. And we want to go to the hinterlands because we want to go up here. Yes, it is good to have everybody busy with tasks of their own. Let's do this. So we can go here to the crossroads, and then we just got to go up, up, up. We might do some of these quests on the way. Let's do this. Ooh, who should we take? Right, we need a warrior. So let's think. Shall we take Iron Bull? Because we've only had him for a little while. Let's take Iron Bull. Should we take both of the mages? Can always change your minds. So we've got Iron Bull, Solus, and Vivienne. Let's do it. Yeah, Iron Bull's good. Iron Bull's good. I should probably take Cassandra on some things though, because it might help me gain some approval. But we will see. For now, let's have Iron Bull with us. So we've got 2 mages, a rogue, and a warrior today. Good mix of classes, yes.
Are you sure? Yes, sir.
Right, I'm gonna end up Redcliffe Village, Redcliffe Farms. Let's follow the... I'm gonna get so
I'll
lost.
ask around again tomorrow.
I hope it's not me.
Let me know if you find one.
It's good to have commerce
Yes, sir.
restored.
Oh, I will get this game, you have sold me on it. Yay! You should get it. Yes, that is a good plan. I'm glad that I have sold you on it. And the good thing about games like this is, when you play it yourself, it will be different because you'll have a different Inquisitor. Ooh. Let's stealth. Oop. Let's go over here. Oop, this one is gone. Where is the actual... Oh, it's up there. This is very high. I'm going to have to go up to higher ground or I'm never going to be able to close this rift. Disrupt rift. Oop, I'm in a tree, that's not helpful. As a rule, I need to close the Fade Rift. There we go. Plus I won't have to struggle to learn what to do now as much in my first playthrough. Yes, and you won't get stuck in the hinterlands for ages because you don't know that you can go anywhere. So that's good. You won't just be stuck in the hinterlands like I was in my first playthrough. Ooh. A letter in an abandoned home. The stone calls to me in my dreams as I shape it with chisel and hammer. It shapes me in return. My flesh twists, claws and fangs ripping forth. The light in the sky makes the stone so much louder. The cave in the hills has good strong stone. I can shape it into something strong enough to keep me safe if I hurry. Jendon, if you're having the dreams, go talk to the Templars. The war doesn't matter. Their job is to help when things are too frightening to deal with alone. And the only reason the Templars didn't find you as a child is because your parents hid you away. If carving helps you, here's a map to an old cave I stumbled on a few years back. I think it has the stone you like. Yep, I've saved you 60 hours in the Hinterlands. And hopefully you won't miss out picking up any companion characters like I did the first time I played. Ooh, I can level up here. Let's do that. Shall I do a double daggers type thing? Let's have a look. Parry. Ooh, unforgiving chain. Death blow. I will do that one. That sounds nice. Let's see if anybody else has any points to spend before we... Because it's been a little while since I've had Solus in the party, so he might have... Nope. All good. Let's save quickly. And now we are continuing on. Let's work out the way. Yeah, Deathblow does sound good, I agree. Ooh, another exclamation mark. Looks like it's in that hut, if I can find a way up. Ooh, look, stairs. Stairs are good. Stronghold of the apostate mages. They did not want us to dream because they knew we would dream of the truth, of power, of the weakness in the world that they will let us break if... No, the weakness in the world that will let us break it and forge it anew. We are the chosen ones, we who have the power to enact change in this world and the will to see it through. We have conquered the circles, we will conquer the Templars. Come with us to the Witchwood. None who have the power of the Fade at their hands will be turned away. An unsigned letter, the edge of the page, partially burned. Right. Ooh, more loot. Do like a bit of loot. Black Lotus and Dawn Lotus. Ooh, more loot. 58 gold. Should probably buy something at some point with all this gold I'm collecting. Ooh, there are some red dots over there. I can stealth it up before going. The other side of the shield. Oh, he's wandering off. He's wandering off. Yeah, I was thinking I had not seen you spending the gold. Yes, I should. Maybe the next time we find a
Lot of innocent
merchant.
people getting caught between the mages and Templars.
Let's just get what we have here. Excuse me, Iron Bull. Mind you, would a rogue actually buy things or just find them? True. True. Probably would be a good idea to buy something at some point though. Get some better stuff. I think it's because I've been live streaming that I haven't been doing it so much as I would normally because...
Redcliffe village should be just ahead.
Oh good, thank you Solus.
I want a constant watch on that damn thing. Sound the alarm at the first sign of demons.
We have a rift. Let's go. Oop, get out of the way of the green, I don't want the green. Disrupt the rift since we're here. Wait for some more to turn up. There's one. Hello, Iron Bowl. I will join you. Disrupt the rift again. Great. Oh. Now I'm just... I will join these ones. Close favourite. That was quick.
What was that? None of my reports indicated temporal distortions near these rifts. Interesting.
Yep, actually. We'll have to look into this.
We need to find out what caused whatever this is.
Yes, we will.
Make her have mercy. It's over. Open the gates.
Good. We can go. Ooh, Cullen's done already. Does it feel different to play? Oh, I will continue after.
We've spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone. We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly. You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
Hmm.
The veil is weaker here than in Haven.
Interesting.
And not merely weak, but altered in a way I have not seen.
We must speak with Fiona at once.
Anyway, sorry, in answer to your question, I am playing slightly different because I'm streaming. I would say I'm spending less time shopping and leveling up and that sort of stuff. You know, the sort of vaguely boring stuff. And less time like changing armors and stuff. And probably also I'm saving less as well, because I am in the habit of saving a lot. I'm always saving, and although I'm still saving a fair amount here, I'm doing it less than I would be. And also I am, because I'm reading the stuff out loud, I'm probably spending more time actually paying attention to what I'm reading, which is quite cool. I'm enjoying that part of the game. Sort of paying more attention to the stuff that's being read. But yeah, that's probably the main difference. Oh, I haven't got that perk yet, so never mind. We have another exclamation mark.
And when I woke up, what do you need? The sheets were as cold.
But it's interesting to the difference.
Back to Valroyal, but some of them have ignored the order. I suppose you're right. Why are you worried?
All of these people to look at.
No man needs statues so
Storytelling.
great as those whose remnants lie toppled in these hills. These statues come from ancient dreams of blood and bone, lost to the memory of man. Be wary of them.
Well, might as well. Might as well.
Tell me about your people.
They say a spirit dwells in a small lake south of the highway. The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love, but rarely does it listen. For 'tis a spirit of valor, not love, and it favours blood lotus flowers.
I do enjoy the reading and your commentary. Thank you. I am glad. I am glad. I wonder if I can go up here.
I talked to one of the rebel mages. She said it sounded
Claim.
like I don't want you talking to the rebels. We're normal
Let's...
folk. We keep our heads
I was
down
going up here,
and let
wasn't
the
I?
mages and the Templars kill each other. You don't even want me to say it, do you?
Oh, that's where I was going, to that exclamation mark. I did stream years ago when I got my PS4, but I never said a word and no one watched. Yeah, it's I quite enjoy streaming.
Too many
so
people
far.
dying for want of simple herbs. My apologies. Can I help you?
You're low on herbs?
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes. We've many injured from attacks by those cursed Templars. I need the herbs to treat people's wounds. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more. I've a list there of the herbs I need.
Can you help the refugees?
There are refugees at the crossroads who would benefit from a healer.
Of course they would. These attacks by the Templars have endangered countless innocent lives. But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself. I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife here. Why should I risk mine for them?
Solus?
Save yourself and
Oh,
all the villagers.
he's doing what Cassandra did and not actually
Even though
speak
they
up,
did the same.
Solus.
If you help the refugees, they may not love you, but they will hold their tongues before calling you knife here.
All right. If the Inquisition soldiers are there, I might be safer regardless. I'll see you at the crossroads soon. Just give me a moment to gather my things.
Okay, well, we, Solus was a little quiet there, but he was convincing her to go to the... At least he was speaking that time, though. Cassandra just didn't speak at all. That, what was it, last stream, or was it the stream before, where... we could see that Cassandra was supposed to be speaking, because the subtitles were there, but nothing was happening. But that's good, we have convinced her. Yeah, it's funny how that happens in the talking scenes. There's so much to do here, I'm being very indecisive.
Fiona and the rebels will protect us. There's nothing to worry about.
Right, let's go to the Gullen Lantern. Oh, although there's a...
remember the first
Oh.
time the dead walked these lands, when a blood mage poisoned our Lehman. The ashes of Andraste herself brought the Arl back from his enchanted slumber.
There's another exclamation point.
I heard rumours that there are apostates outside the city fighting the Templars. Not me.
I wouldn't pay those rumours
We
any
don't
mind. The mages here didn't cause any
first
trouble.
time in all these
Why
years,
should it be
I
different
feel I will
outside
not
our
be visiting
walls?
your ashes. What world is this? That demons and brigands stop a man from taking flowers to his wife's shrine.
I can take the flowers.
What if I took flowers to your wife's shrine for you?
I do not know what to say, except thank you. You were Dalish. My sinner and I, we kept to the old ways as we could. Though I know we are as children to you. Her shrine lies on a hill to the west, near the tablstones. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Stay safe.
Walk in peace.
Right. Let's have a look around here. You're a dwarven bookseller.
Everything on the surface smells so wet.
See if there's anything we can buy and sell here. Let's sell first. Well, we don't need those. Oh, it's weapon schematics. I have quite a lot of weapon schematics. Ooh, lots of places to go. Can I look in here?
Do you think the apostates are responsible for the things we saw?
So many people
Venatori have
talking.
made the Oculara and are using them to search for something.
Something like those strange shards.
Whoops. Excuse me, Solus. 47 gold. We're doing well at gold. Loot.
You're the rightful heir to Redcliffe. In Tevinter, they would never take men away just because you're a mage.
I don't look at all suspicious, definitely not.
I'm sure I should be here. It's not your fault. It happened to any of us.
I want to go talk to them. That sounds like an interesting conversation.
But just stop. You don't know what you're talking about.
Connor.
Are you Connor?
You've heard the story, I guess. I can't believe King Alistair thought Redcliffe was the right place to send the mages. I mean, he grew up here. Did he think they would just forget what I did to them?
You were behind the siege of Redcliffe 10 years ago.
That's me. The boy with Redcliffe's blood on his hands.
Weren't you possessed? It wasn't you who did those things.
Wasn't it? I let the demon in. Sometimes when I dream, I remember what happened. I see the death and destruction, and it's me. It's all me.
What happened to our Aemon?
Why isn't our Aemon in power anymore?
After the lands meet, he stayed in Denerim. I couldn't be his heir, not after what happened. So eventually he passed the title to Uncle Tegan.
How did you end up in the Mage Rebellion?
I was living in the Ferelden Tower when the circles dissolved. I voted against it, but at first it seemed all right. No one was summoning demons. They just wanted to oversee themselves. But then the Magister came, and it's wrong what they do in Tevinter. We are monsters. We need to be controlled. If it wasn't for me, every family in this village wouldn't be missing a son, a daughter, a spouse.
You don't approve of Tevinter.
You're not in favor of the alliance with Tevinter.
Alliance? Is that what they're calling it? That Magister threw my uncle out into the street. He signed us into servitude. This is my home. Redcliffe, Ferelden. No matter what evils I've done, I would never have invited Tevinter here.
Okay, you've
I
talked
need
to
to be
Connor.
going.
Please, talk some sense into the Grand Enchanter. Selling out to the Imperium won't win us any friends. We have to find a way to make peace.
Okie dokie. Loot. I was picking the lock in full view, but nobody ever seems to mind. It's funny. Or when I just randomly collect people's gold, which is just sitting there. Sometimes people are in their house and I loot them and they don't seem to mind. It's funny, isn't it? The Dwarven Merchants Guild. The Dwarven Merchants Guild is, without question, the most powerful surface dwarf institution. It has become what the Assembly is to the people of Orzammar, a prestigious club that everyone wants to belong to and the surest means to obtain power and fortune. The guild's leaders can always trace their lineage back to noble or merchant caste houses in Orzammar. The guild regulates trade between the Dwarven city and the surface, and so quietly controls the entire economy of Orzammar, though the ruling king or assembly would never admit it. The guild is heavily conservative, but has started to get more of the ascendants, especially banking families, into its membership, which has caused no small amount of infighting in the guild. From the Dowager's Field Guide to Good Society by Lady Alcyone. Just remember not... Yeah, it's okay, I'll only loot when I'm an Inquisitor, when I'm playing the game. I also won't try and attack people. It's a good rule, generally. Ooh, more loot. Money! Right, now let's go to this Garland Lantern. Excuse me?
Good day.
Good day. If I can work. Is this the Dwarven bookseller? Yes, it's the same place I was in before, Mouse. Just going round in circles. It's there, I think. Is there a way up this way? There we go. Oops, excuse me, sir. Sorry, I didn't mean to walk into you there. It was nice. It was nice to be welcomed for once. The Gun and Lantern, let's go. are the fastest way to travel across the land. Oh yeah, I forgot. Forgot about the horse again. But you're looking after her, so it's okay.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. First Enchanter Vivienne?
My dear Fiona, it's been so long since we last spoke. You look dreadful. Are you sleeping well?
What has brought you to Redcliffe?
You invited me here.
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Well, that's very strange, because someone who looked exactly like you spoke to me in Val Royeaux.
Exactly like me? I suppose it could be magic at work, but why would anyone... Whoever or whatever brought you here? The situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
This right here is why you can't trust mages.
Fiona, dear, your dementia is showing.
I understand that you are afraid, but you deserve better than slavery to Tevinter.
As one indenture to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Then tell me who does.
Very well. Who is in charge now?
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
What can we... Tell me about this alliance?
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
Specifics. When did this happen?
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
Very timely. Where is the Arl?
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village. There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
Oh, no, of course not. This is a long way from home.
You're quite a long way from Tevinter, Alexius.
Indeed I am. Though I have heard you are no Ferelden either. It seems we are both strangers here. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, Frey.
Hello, Felix.
I'm not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious, indeed.
Go with his tone, I think.
Well, when you're fighting a massive tear in the sky, you can hardly afford to think small.
There will have to be. Felix.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
Yes, poor Felix.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
I bet. Right.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Good old Felix.
The Magister's son dropped that. Be cautious, Inquisitor. Family name is everything in Tevinter.
It's worth investigating. Or it could be a trap. It's worth investigating.
We'll be careful, but we need to figure out what's going on here.
Right, let's go and do that. But first, we're in a tavern.
We don't need your kind here. Your Inquisition's just Templars by another name.
The Inquisition's different.
Why does everyone think we're part of the Chantry? We left the Chantry. They hate us.
Right. And I'm the Empress of Orlais.
Nice to meet you, Empress. Clemence.
Magister Alexius does not approve of those without magic like you and me. You may not wish to stay long. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
Why does he disapprove?
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all Tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
You're Tranquil.
You're one of the Tranquil?
Yes, my talent for magic was insufficient to protect me from demons. Rather than risk me becoming possessed, the Circle removed my connection to the Fade. My magic is gone, along with my dreams and desires. Those now in Redcliffe prefer not to see us.
When did the Tevinters arrive?
How long have the Tevinters been here?
Magister Alexius arrived at nightfall, 2 days after we retreated from the Temple of Sacred Ashes. He forced anyone without magic out of the castle, save those he required to serve him. Even the Arl was sent away.
I should go.
Farewell, then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
Good, come. Get away from them.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
Good, an agent. Spend the gold on beer. I don't think I can in this game, actually, although I believe I can in, Dragon Age 2? Read. The crows and Queen Madrigal. The first crow refused to speak, even when we put hot coals to the soles of his feet and peeled the skin off his face and hands with a paring knife. He opted instead to chew through his own tongue and choke to death on his blood. The second captive repeated what we already knew. Queen Madrigal went on a hunt and did not appear for the evening's festivities. Her body was later found with 4 steel swords through the chest. I asked what he knew about one of the 4 swords being a replica of Assyrian Sword of Mercy. He had not heard about that, or at least claimed as much. He later died on the rack, smiling slightly. The third crow must have realized he would not leave the dungeon alive. He seemed to hope that by angering Master Fior, he would earn himself a quick death. The crow tried our patience with pithy comments while Master Fior was trying to work. At one point he made a remark about Fior's mother, which I shall not repeat here. I will admit to feeling admiration for his ability to retain a captive for coherent speech, and even some wit while under extreme duress. Amid all his useless chatter, this third crow did raise an important point. His guild has a reputation to uphold. They are ruthless, efficient, and discreet. How would they maintain such notoriety if agents routinely revealed the names of employers with something as banal as torture? This gave me pause. I called for a halt to the session. After some thought, I stabbed the man through the heart and set the 4th and 5th crow captives free. If there is a confession to be extracted, it will not be done with pain. I recommend we abandon this course of action. A report by Captain Aristide, tasked with investigating the assassination of Queen Madrigal of Antiva. Interesting. Yes, another recruit. Another recruit. Let's talk to Talwyn.
Inquisition, huh? I wish to holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These Tevinters make my shoulder blades itch.
You don't like Tevinter?
You're not happy with this new alliance?
Something's not right about that one. They're not like us. Magic or no, I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with magisters.
I want to know about all of this
How
stuff
did the
that's going
Grand
on.
Enchanter end up working with Tevinter?
1 minute. We were bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, we had a Magister ally. It was a stroke of luck that's given us an edge. In a way. Out of the frying pan.
Who are you?
Name's Talwyn. Formerly of the Circle of Magi in Hospital. Lived my whole life there. Since I was 10 years old and came into my magic. 3 meals a day. Quality education. A roof over my head. If you're not summoning demons, a mage tower's a fine place to be.
Aren't you with the rebellion?
If you were happy in the Circle, why are you here with the rebels?
We're all rebels now. The vote sorted that. The majority wanted to dissolve the circles. The rest of us went with them or were cut loose.
There are still some of us who are loyal in the Empress's court.
I figured I'm better off with my fellow mages than on my own.
Goodbye.
Be careful. The Tevinters likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
Thought I might get another recruit, but maybe not. Let's go. We need to meet Felix. Warriors can take more punishment than other classes because of their high armor and guard abilities. He was quiet again, I noticed. Now what? It's taken us a long time to leave this pub. There we go. Ooh, Elfrid. Since we're here. Good day. You were revered mother.
They say Andraste sent you to save the world. If it'll help save lives and bring peace, I'll be the first to believe.
I'll do my best.
I'm trying. I hope I don't disappoint.
I hope so too.
How many more questions am I going to ask?
I don't see any other priests in the village. Where is everybody?
The Magister had the others escorted out for their own safety, but I refused. He can throw me out if he wants. Until then, I tend to my flock.
Okie dokie. Then goodbye.
I will leave you to your duties.
Make us speed you, my child.
It was an interesting tavern.
Good
Whoops.
day to you, my
I
child.
didn't mean to speak then.
Make us speed you, my child.
You sister.
I am Sister Tanner. May I help you?
You're with the Chantry?
Are you a Chantry sister?
A lay sister only. I work here to help the poor and extend the Maker's kindness to those who need it. It is very busy work, especially in these times, but let me know if I can ever help you.
Farewell.
Walk with the Maker.
Yes, I like the little leap you do sometimes when you meet people. It's like you're really excited to see them. Yes. Or like Mouse just has bad timing with the controller and means to speak and instead jumps. Right, let's go to this Chantry. Meet Felix. Elfrid and Embrium grow in open fields and wooded areas near trees. Now it's taken us a while to get in here. There we go. Yay!
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Yes. I will help you.
One down!
Thank you for joining me, Iron Bull. I'm gonna close that, but it's more attack. Oh, that was quick. I did nothing there. That close fade rift. Right under it, let's do it here.
Fascinating. How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Watch yourself. The pretty ones are always the worst.
Suspicious friends you have here. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Investigate. Where's Felix?
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
Is something wrong with him?
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
You're a Magister.
Are you a Magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
Stop talking like you're waiting for applause. Just tell me what's going on.
What? There's no applause? Fine. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
To get here before me?
He arranged it so he could arrive here just after the Divine died.
You catch on quick.
That is fascinating if true, and almost certainly dangerous.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
Do you have evidence?
I'd like more proof than magical time control. Go with it.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it, ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter Supremacists. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Why does he want me?
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
How do we stop him?
Do you have any suggestions?
You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch.
Right.
Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
Yay! We are reaching an exciting time. So, we can continue with that, but we need 2 more power. Let's just loot and check that there's nothing here that I can gather. Anything? Oh, something to read. Don't want to miss out on that. Oh, it's just a codex entry. Yes, exciting things are happening. More loot. Let's go. Exit. Not enough time to read those things. So we've met Dorian. Right.
Do we believe that both Alexius's son and apprentice are turning on him? It seems someone wants to trap us either way.
Vince, they can't sneeze without stabbing each other in the back.
You're from the Inquisition?
Oh.
I didn't think you'd still be here. Were you really looking to ally with us?
Oh gosh. Let's go with that one.
Is that so hard to believe?
Everyone blames us. The Templars left the Chantry too. That's worse, isn't it? They took an oath. Yet everyone calls it the Mage Rebellion. We're the ones they hate. What choice did we have? Stay and be slaves?
There are better ways than war to affect change.
Sometimes to achieve the world one desires.
I guess that might be Solus.
I hope you can do something. Tying ourselves to Tevinter. That can't be the right way to end this.
Well, we already know the answers to those things. Be careful.
Take care of yourself. There's something strange going on.
I never thought the Grand Enchanter would swear to a Magister.
There is so much going on. And I've played this, as you say, a few times, and yeah, there I never quite get everything. There's just so much backstory and different relationship between the different classes and races. So, yeah, there's plenty of opportunity for repeat playthroughs with this game.
Good day.
Let's see, what shall we do? Shall we do some quests here to get our power, or we could maybe go somewhere else to finish today's stream? Maybe it would be a good idea to do that Solus one. And there was a flowers one, wasn't there? I was supposed to take flowers somewhere. Let's see if I can find where I need to go for the flowers first. And then it might be a good idea to do the Solus one since he is already with us. So I wouldn't have to make another trip. Let's just see if I can find out where these flowers are meant to be going. Bear with me a moment. Whoops. Up there. Looks like we might have to go quite far for put these flowers. Flowers. Oh gosh, that is quite far. Maybe we should do that a different trip. Yep. As long as they're in water, they'll be okay. So we'll do the flowers a different time, but we should maybe do Solus. Solus's task quickly, since we've got a camp right there which we can go straight to. and then we'll go somewhere else to finish today's stream. I think that's a good idea, and then hopefully by the end of today's stream we'll have enough power to do the next bit of that one with Felix and Dorian next week. Let's try that. Yep, good plan. Are there any requisitions that I can... That's potions. Where is the requisition table? I want to inspect requisitions, but I can't find them. Bear with me a moment. Inspect requisitions. It was right there. Nope, nothing I can do there. Oh, I should probably save a second. Just quickly travel to the hinterlands with Solus. So we want to go that direction. Oh, excuse me, people. There we go. How do we get up here? Looks like we need to go around these massive mountains. Can we go this way around? Let's just see if there's an easy route before we start going all around. Whoops, looks like we're back in the camp. Yeah, no, it's probably better the way we were going. Let's just walk around in circles for a bit. That sounds great. Ooh, the game keeps freezing today. Oh, we have some red dots over there. Let's go. Oh no, I'm dead.
What's this?
Let's wake me up.
Looks like the mage has retreated to the hills. Smarter than I was hoping for.
That was an interesting battle. I was stealthy. I just got hit once and died. And then by the time the Iron Bullhead revived me, everybody else was dead. So that was great. I was so good in that battle. I was really important. I know, how did they see me? Stronghold. Maybe it was just like a lucky hit. Stronghold of the apostate mages. Let the fools in Redcliffe play the good mage, as they always do. We know the truth. This world is ours to conquer, and every worthless peasant who threw a stone, every Templar who glared in disappointment at our harrowing, deserves to know it. Follow the trail to the Witchwood and find your brothers, an unsigned letter, the scratched handwriting almost too sloppy to read. Gosh, there's a lot to do. Yep, looks like we're doing a little bit of mountain climbing. Oh, more. Let's see if I do any better in this battle. There we go. Ability, that weird swishy noise.
These renegades sully the name of the Templars.
Any more loot I can get? There is some loot I can get. Ooh, people can level up here, that's good. Let's level them up. Let's level them up. Iron Bull, what shall you have? You use a one-handed weapon, don't you? Payback strike. Let's do that. Vivienne. Let's maybe do a spirit one. Peaceful aura, good. And then Solus. What haven't you got much of? Let's give you something like that. Let's go. Save while we're here. Now, there's a cave. Should we go in the cave? Let's just go in the cave. There might be something.
You always find such lovely places to explore, my dear.
Thank you, Vivienne. I'm glad you appreciate my abilities. And there's more reading as well. What more could we want from life? We'll do the loot first and then the reading. Pick up that iron and then read. Oh, good. That's a nice amount of reading. A letter found on a dead dwarf. I need you to check a cave up in the hills off the path between Redcliffe and Haven. If you can get past the mages and Templars, it's worth it. Purest vein I've seen so close to the surface. Ooh. Any more? Oh, there's more. I can get some drake stone. And I can get some more iron. And he is a bit stuck. Leave him. Oh gosh. It's all the tomb raiding she's been doing. Yep, that's what it is. Right. So, continuing to go around the big mountain. At least until we can find a way up the big mountain. I've not seen you using the things you find. I tend to not make potions so much, but I have been doing the requisitions and stuff. Oh, wonder if they saw me. And you can also use stuff like metal and stuff to make armor, and that. Oh, I'm almost again. I haven't made any armor yet, but I probably will at some point. So some of this stuff will be useful for armor. For both me and my companions. Ooh, there's a exclamation mark right here. Perfect start that time, thank you. We have another letter. Letter found on a noble woman's corpse. My lady Velina. I know you're frightened, but the light in the sky shouldn't scare you. It's the eye of the Maker, finally coming back to take the faithful to the Golden City. Leave your father's servants and come up into the hills, away from the pointless fighting between the Templars and mages. Let me introduce you to Speaker Anne. She'll explain everything, and we'll be together and happy, waiting for everything to be right in the world. Lord Berend. A Mouse Makes Dragon Age edition. Yes. Still can't get up there. Looks like we're just going round the entirety of this mountain. Hoping to at some point. At least we're discovering some regions while we're endlessly strolling around. Oh, Leliana's done. This is an interesting light source. Ooh, we have... Might as well disrupt this rift since nobody is around. It is good to discover new places. Looks like I'm just letting my companions battle this time. I mean, to be fair, I do need to heal a bit. There we go. Let's disrupt that a you then. So well in battle at the moment, it's just as well. Close favourite. Solus just stands in it. Let's... oh, excuse me, please, Solus. And we've got one of the power we require, so that's nice. Let's see. Still I can't get up there. Get that elf fruit. Ooh, there's another... ooh, loot. Let's see if we can go this way. This looks exciting. I definitely can't do anything with this, but Solus can. Barriers can be destroyed with a nut of the opposite type of elemental damage. Ice barriers can only be damaged by a mage's fire attacks. So, I think Vivian's got the more fire stuff. So, Vivian, would you mind doing the honours? There we go. That was good. Take all that stuff. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm all stealthed up. Might be just as well, considering what looks to be at the bottom there. Ooh, this is exciting. Kill the apostate. What have I walked into here? Oops. Tricked me to stop running away from me. That's rude. Woohoo! I completed a quest. I didn't even know I was on it. Drakestone up there. If I can get there. Yep, it does look quite suspicious. It's like a big... I wonder how far it goes, because there's some things that would be very helpful if I could... Let's explore this cave a bit, I think. There's a fire. There's a whole load of drakestone. It looks like red lyrium as well. Yes, this is what Varric once got rid of, isn't it? Bianca Arms. Destroy? Can I destroy? Yay, Barrick is happy. Wonderful. Now back the way we came. So much Drakestone. I can probably make some very pretty red armor with this. Leave that for another time though. As I say, that's the sort of thing that I'm not spending as much time as I would usually, because it's a little bit dull. But we will see, we will see. Ooh, there's a lot going on over here. Let's stealth it up. Yes, doing quests without realising it all the way. Exactly. It's the best kind of quest where you just accidentally trip into them. Somebody's on fire. Oh no, I'm going for you. Protect me. Just that one now. Good. That went well.
It is good to see the Inquisition helping the refugees. It seems no one else will.
I'm glad you approve. Now let's work out where we're going. This looks promising. What have we here? We have some land to claim. That's another thing that I don't read the stanzas, but I will move slowly through it so that it's possible to read it. There we go. And then we have another exclamation mark. Loot. Letter. Brother, I have fled the circle, but I want no part of this mad rebellion. The Templars and my brethren have both gone mad, and their war has torn apart the very sky. Some of the other isolationists suggested fleeing, and I shall follow their example. It has been too long since I saw you, and it cannot be safe in Haven. If you can make it past the bandits and demons, join me at Grandmother's old home, northwest of the crossroads. With your blade and my staff, we can get through this together. Right, so it looks like I'm now... Looks like I'm going this way now, so that's promising. Oh, I'm just... Whoops-a-daisy. Excuse me, please. This is going well. Just stuck between a rock and a hard place. Oh dear. Groan. I'm just going to end up stuck at the bottom of a mountain again, aren't I? This looks promising though. We're actually on a route that seems to take us towards where we're trying to go for once, instead of just endlessly walking around. So that's nice. Iron. Another cave. It might be a cave we've already been to. Seems to have done nothing but caves. Shall we have a look at this cave? Might be a cave. Isn't that the cave? I don't know. It's possible I've just gone back the way we came. If I've just gone back the way we came, I do apologise. I'll go to another camp. Yep, I've gone back the way we came. Oh well. Apparently the way I was going was a bad way anyway. Oh no. I'm down. Let's be a Iron Bull for a bit. I have no sense of direction. It is a problem. Oh well, at least this lovely little walk we're doing round in circles has led to an increased level of power. That's got to be good, right? For the next stream. So this is the point at which we'd like walk into our camp or something. Oh look! What a surprise! The camp. Let's rest. Okay, let's try this way this time. Let's do that. At least we're not just running around in circles now. We're actually going a different way. That's got to be better. Yes, we did get one of the points we needed, so that's something. And this looks more promising. Yep, closed the rift thing. And we did, yeah, I think we did a couple of random quests, didn't we, that we,
Good day to you. Good day to you. Would that I could.
Of course. It's good to have commerce restored.
Let's do this.
Many goods.
What can I sell first? Is there anything I've got to sell? These things are things I don't need, so I'll sell them. And then let's buy some things. Anything I can buy? I can get a longbow, but these daggers. No, I've already got daggers of that level or above. So, well, it was a fun shopping trip while it lasted. But I already have a dagger, which is... oh, excuse me, please, sir.
Right. That's one.
Can we go up? Oh, just go round. Just go around, mouse. Ooh, we have an exclamation point. Recruit.
Watch yourself. Bandits up ahead. Or something anyway. They're blocking the road.
Tell me about them.
What can you tell me about the attackers on the road?
Several groups. Some of them with bows. They've got better armor than most around here. It's too many for us. If you head out there, careful you don't get flanked. They don't take prisoners.
Okay, let's do that.
Thanks for the warning.
Shall we do the bandits? We could do the bandits. Let's map. Let's get a look at the map. Oh, we could very easily do that. It's on the way. It's on the way. Let's just go the way we were already going, and then we'll probably accidentally deal with some bandits.
Trouble up front!
Oh, I think they saw me. But they're just standing there, so... Yeah, bandits.
According to my research, the ancient elves may have set up wards near here. If we can find the artifacts they used, it may help strengthen this area against tears.
Yep, Solus, I agree. That is where we are attempting to go. Let's do this. What is happening? Right, so it looks like we're going this way. I can't do that, but let's give Solus a job. He's far away. Where are you? And why are you there? This is very confusing. There we are. Energize. Ooh, that's fancy. Now let's be me. Excuse me, Solus. Locate the artifact. I'm pretty sure that we need Solus again. Or Vivienne, but nope, that's definitely not Solus. Since this is Solus's quest, we'll have him do all of the... I know, he was just standing by a mountain.
I believe it is called Veil Fire.
Ooh,
I have heard of
yay.
it, but never seen it.
It is a form of sympathetic magic. A memory of flame that burns in this world where the veil is thin.
Let's do that. Let's go down. I will light some veil fire as well.
Nicely done. The veil fire may prove useful.
I'm glad you approve, Solus. Let's light. Ooh. Some more things to attack. Use the
another of the elven artifacts.
That needs to be Solus.
Yes, the wards are helping to strengthen the veil. This area should be safer for travelers now.
Good. We did a thing. Solus slightly approves. Coin. Thank you. Let's go. Who are you? That is a skeleton. My bad. So, in theory, we should do something here to get our final bit of power. Let's have a look. We've got 14. Oh yeah, we'll do those bandits. That would be good. Since we've already done some of them. We might get that camp as well, since we're there. And then maybe that's where I'll finish it, once we have our 15 power. And then we can go start that quest next time. That would be cool. Am I going to end up at the bottom of a hill and I need to be on the top of it again? Let's see, eh? This looks promising. Maybe we'll be okay. Oop. Let's sneak up. Yeah, exactly. We'll set up for next time. I think it's always good to have a quest to come immediately that you're going to next start playing, because it's easy to remember. Even I have to remember that I'm supposed to be meeting up with the mages at the start of the next game. Oh, An unsigned letter on a bandit body. We don't need any heroes on this operation. We're being paid to keep things quiet and keep trade away from the East Road. When reasonable, allow targets to flee and spread word of the danger in the area. When such is reasonable, kill all targets, regardless of colours flown. Oh, that sounds bad. Oh, are they all... Well, those ones are gone. Excuse me, please.
Do you require a mana cleansing to remove the residual energies on your staff?
The Circle's training in energy modulation is thorough. I sincerely doubt you could add anything.
So you intend for your staff to carry that particular aura?
Is that a problem, my dear?
No, as you were.
Yes. The good thing about Dragon Age, we will load in where we save. Unlike, as you say, some games that we won't mention. Oh look, the camp is where the bandits are. To kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
We could make camp here?
We could, but I think we need to get rid of these people first. Oh no. Let's heal. I want to accidentally die again. Woohoo! We're ready. We've got our power. Might as well make camp here. Oh gosh, there's so much to pick up. Let's pick up all this stuff and then make camp. And then at the start... Oh no, I should probably go to make camp and then go to Haven and then start in Haven next week. That's probably more sensible. Since I'm a bit earlier than expected, it's probably a good idea. I want to pick up all of the things. Ooh, read. An unsigned letter in the hinterlands. Preliminary digs have been more than successful. It's extremely surprising to find such a high quantity of the product this close to the surface. If I didn't know better, I'd think it was growing. On one hand, this gives us an advantage, without having to work with the old families back in Orzammar or even take this through official guild channels. Our families stand to make a killing. On the other hand, the proximity to the surface and to the populated areas of Redcliffe raises an interesting challenge. The war between the Mages and Templars should keep people out of the area for now, but as soon as the humans are gone trying to kill each other, any operation we start will be uncovered. If we're going to take advantage of this opportunity, we need to keep people out of the area. I'd recommend manufacturing some bandits. This part of Ferelden is lousy with them, so they shouldn't attract much attention, and nobody will have trouble believing that bandits would stake out some territory. By the time anyone uncovers the operation, it will either be tapped out, in which case we'll be gone, or we'll have the operation running smoothly, in which case we'll be wealthy enough to deny everything and throw some money at the throne by way of apology. Talk to the families and make it happen. This is too good to pass up. Right. Gosh, there's so much to pick up. I want to pick up stuff before I make camp, because once we make camp, it can be more difficult to see the stuff. Because you've got all tents and stuff. Tents and stuff in the way. Looks like that's all we need to do now. Set up this camp. Great. Now let's go back to Haven. Oh, quest map. I was wondering where I was going. I'm going to Haven. In Hushed Whispers is what we're doing next week. I'll have to try and remember that so I can call the stream in Hushed Whispers. Maybe I won't spend too much time talking to people since we've already done that today. This has been a lot of fun. Thanks so much. Thank you. It's been fun for me too. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm I haven't sorted out my times yet for next week, but I'll probably be playing Dragon Age next weekend as usual, but it probably won't be morning, it'll probably be back to afternoon again, but I will confirm all of that on Sunday, which is tomorrow. Yeah, I will confirm all of my streams for next week tomorrow, but my next stream will definitely be on Monday morning at 8 AM when I'm playing episode 4 of Life is Strange, which I am very excited about after how good episode 3 was. That was an exciting episode. That was really fun to play. Anyway, I guess I'll stop here. So let's pause. And let's save. Good, we've done it. So yeah, thank you for joining me, whether you were in the chat or whether you were not. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I look forward to playing Dragon Age some more next weekend, and we can start in Hushed Whispers. And yes, episode 4 of Life is Strange is supposed to be good, so I look forward to playing it on Monday morning. But until then, I hope you have a fantastic Saturday and Sunday. And yes, I'm going to go have lunch, and then I'm going to have a bit of a relaxing Saturday, because I thought I was doing something later, which is why the stream is so early. But I'm not doing it anymore, I'm doing it on Sunday, so now I have a bit of free time today, so I might read and play some Fortnite or something. So yes, take care, have a good day, thank you for joining me, and yes, I will see you soon. Bye!